When Franklin Roosevelt died in April of 1945, his vice president, Harry Truman, took over, and he was a very good president. But had Roosevelt died several months before, his third-term vice president, Henry Wallace, would have become president, and that would have been a disaster for the U.S. and for the world. He was very far left, and by the end of his political career, basically a communist. Henry Wallace's father had been Secretary of Agriculture under Hoover, and he'd acquired a very good name in the farming community for new industrial and agricultural designs. Roosevelt appointed him Secretary of Agriculture in his administration, holding him over from Hoover, and that was a very popular move. And as Secretary of Agriculture, Wallace pioneered the idea of holding down farm production, paying farmers not to plant, which would hold up farm prices and farmers' income, and was very successful in ending the Great Depression in the Farm Belt. Then in 1941, Roosevelt decided to dump James Garner, who had been his vice president, and picked Henry Wallace for his third-term VP. The Democratic Party leaders felt that Wallace was too far left and were going to refuse to nominate him, when FDR said that if you don't nominate him, I'm not going to seek a third term. So they backed down completely, nominated Wallace, and he was elected. Then crunch time came when Roosevelt died, and it was very fortunate that Truman had taken his place. The party leaders had seen to it because they saw FDR was in bad health, and they were very worried about Wallace becoming president. And oh God, do we owe them a debt of gratitude. Truman appointed Wallace his Secretary of Commerce at the start of his administration. But after 2 years, Wallace denounced Truman for being aggressive against the Soviet Union. And when Russia tried to take over Greece, and Truman basically threatened war to stop it, Wallace backed the Soviets and gave speeches about how Truman had spurned Stalin, and Stalin was our good friend, our wartime ally, and that we should trust Russia and not take aggressive steps against it. He opposed NATO, and he opposed a range of Truman initiatives. In 1948, when Truman ran for election, Wallace bolted the Democratic Party and set up what he called the Progressive Party, which was a pro-appeasement, pro-Russian party largely controlled by communists. In the election, he got only 2.6% of the vote and failed in his main objective, which was to keep New York out of the Truman column. But he goes down in history as a terribly dangerous force in American politics, and by the whisper, he avoided becoming president. Thanks for watching.